Hey everyone, it has been a traveling several weeks, but I have been getting a lot of emails about working with senior citizens. And so I thought I would share with you my thoughts in how I would train our senior population with bands, knowing that the key elements to their success is going to be making sure they're safe and well balanced when they're training. And so over the years of working as a therapist, I've learned a lot of different simple techniques in how to go ahead and train that population, not just the older population, but even a population that struggles with balance. I think these same rules can be applied very easily to that group. Let me show you what I mean. First of all, we know that balance is the ability to keep our center of gravity over our base of support. Knowing that, the key to maintaining our balance then is number one, optimizing our base of support, and number two, making sure we stay pretty well centered over our center of gravity as we're learning new exercises. How do we do that? Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull my stool out here. Now, first of all, you have to understand that we have 2 points of contact in most of our base of support exercises. So when we're doing simple one-arm pushes, I've got 2 points of contact, left and right foot. Now, let's say that a person needs more balance. Let's say they cannot maintain a staggered balance position while they're pushing with the band. Well, let's go ahead and let's give them a 3rd point of contact by letting them go ahead and put their hand on a stool. Now, with their hand on a stool, 3 feet on the floor, they can go ahead and work on the movement and be well established with 3 points of contact. As they get stronger, they can easily see if they can remove that hand off that point of contact, work on the exercise, but always bring it back. So the first key, I think, to training that balanced population or older population is to give them the 3rd point of contact. Second key, make it be a stationary exercise. Don't allow them to activate or do a lot of accentuated movement patterns. Teach them just how to do the movement itself. So I'm going to bring in the dowel now, which is another point of contact. It's a little more unstable than the stool, but still can allow them to go ahead and train with that 3 points of contact. But what I'm going to have them do now is I'm going to have them make sure they stabilize here, and all I'm going to have them do is work on the simple movement. Now understand this, as they're pushing, what are they getting? Tons of trunk activation. So pushing, I think, is a great exercise for that population because not only does it make them have to stabilize through their lower body, they also, because of the driver of the band pulling them back, they got to start learning how to activate their trunk. Using the dowel, they can quickly start to integrate rhythmical movement. So now the dowel becomes not only a means of balance, but it allows them to move a little bit and incorporate more rhythmical patterning. Anytime you can create rhythmical patterning with people that struggle with balance, you are moving in the right direction because that's what they struggle with. The ability to integrate, the ability to create rhythm within their body. Another option, the band, as we talk about, is a decelerator of momentum. So we're going to pop this handle off and we're going to take the band and we're going to put it over top of our hips. Now understand this, if I stretch the band out and I take my stool and I put it out here, I now have a band that is slowing me down as I go into as I move into this direction. So let's say you're trying to teach the person how to go ahead and balance in a staggered stance. Well, by putting them in the band and going as big as you need to, now when I reach out to get to the stool, I'm really teaching my body how to reach out over my center of gravity, but I'm doing it with a band that is decelerating momentum. It's allowing me to reach out. It literally is unweighting me. What that allows me to do is put them in a very safe position. The other thing I do is reaching is a big exercise that I will get the older population, balanced population working on early and often. I'll put them in a staggered stance, and I'll literally have them reach to a stool, and I'll let them get there. Because when I get to the stool, I am extended out over my center of gravity, but I'm going to let them touch the stool. So now I have 4 points of contact. When I come off the stool is when I'm going back over my center of gravity, which should be a more balanced position. So the key here is, number one, use the band to slow momentum down. Number two, let them touch something when they're as far outside their center of gravity as possible. Literally have them touch it. That will give them a sense of balance. It'll give them that second point of contact and allow them to learn what it feels like to get outside their center of gravity, but in a safe environment. As they get stronger, it can become a one-hand reach, and eventually you can go ahead and move to the dowel, where now the dowel becomes the reach. So now they go ahead and they learn how to push the dowel, but it's still a point of contact to the floor. I love to train with dowels. I love to have that older population start learning how to train with a dowel. There's so many things you can do with it. Once they start learning how to do it themselves, how easy is it for you to stand in front and make them have to push against you and then come back, and push against you and then come back. Not only is the band going to slow them down with that momentum, but now they have to learn how to push against the band going into that position. So really cool stuff. And then you just change your base of support and have them start moving in different directions. So many cool things to do. You can put the dowel up here. You grab the dowel and make them have to hold as they're standing in balance. They still have that point of contact because they're connected to you. All cool things, but in the meantime, you have the band attached to their hips, teaching them how to stabilize and getting the proprioceptive feedback going through the hips. A couple of quick tips, a couple of quick ideas on how to go ahead and train that population that may struggle with balance. In this case, sometimes it's our senior population. I hope that helped you guys out a little bit.